Hello, Nithin.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. This
Hi,
is
good
Deepa here
afternoon.
from Joining Campus.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing good, thank you very much.
Yeah. So, like, it's 4 p.m. and almost most of the agents have joined, and you can start the session.
Right. So just give me one
Sure.
second before I start. Um, I just need to I'm just gonna check if my colleague as well.
Right.
Just give me 1 minute. She just reached Bangalore, so
Right. Okay.
that's
No,
why I
not
just
an
want
issue. Yeah. You
to.
can
Okay,
take your
thank you.
time. Yeah.
And I also have a presentation.
Yes. So, if you can just share the screen so
I
that I
will,
can
yes.
confirm.
I will just open it first, and Alors, c'est là. Hum, Okay, so is my
Yes.
screen,
Yes.
you can view it, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it is visible.
perfect. So, hello everybody. Let's just say so we are all working together, so it's great to have this session so that we can give you some information about Rennes School of Business that will be really good and important for you when you try to support us in the recruitment process. First of all, thank you very much for being a part of this whole recruitment process that we have since JIC is indeed an active agent of ours. We know that all of you have definitely played an important role for this. So thank you very much, and let's just start the training session. So first of all, we got two campuses. I'm sure you will all know, which is in Paris and Rennes. And these are the programs that we offer. So we have the Bachelor's in International Management, which is of 3 years, the Master of Science in International Management, which is for 15 months. We got other master programs, which is in the field of logistics, supply chain management, international finance, digital marketing management, cultural, creative, luxury industries, international business negotiations, data analysis, and strategic management of transition, along with the international MBA. So this is very important for you to know because we have done some massive restructure and there are still more restructures going on, strategic restructures going on at Rennes School of Business, and henceforth it's very important that you know about this. So well, for example, we have like the human resource management, which has been discontinued. Just like that, there are other like seven programs or like three tracks from the international management program and some other tracks as well through the master program that has been discontinued. So right now, this is what we offer. And of course, another question we got was about scholarships, which I'm sure some of your students would be looking out for. What I tell everybody is that if any student is admitted at Rennes School of Business, they are also eligible to apply for a scholarship. Now, and in Rennes School of Business, we have three kinds of scholarships. So the first one is what we call the scholarship that we provide directly to the students. In that case, which means that even your students are eligible to apply as they come as full-time students to us. So one is the talent scholarship, and the other one is the unframed scholarship. And students can get up to 5,000 euros as scholarship. So it's 0 to 5,000. And then you have the Bienvenue of France scholarship. This is very simple. It's 500 euros. So over here, students has to learn French from Alliance Française, and if they provide us the certificate from Alliance Française, they can get a 500 euros scholarship. So henceforth, that is another advantage for students as well. And then comes the external scholarships provided by Campus France. So I'm sure a lot of you would know that there are some external scholarships like the Charpak Scholarship and the Eiffel Scholarship. Now, Charpak has three types of scholarship: the Charpak Bachelor's, Charpak Exchange, and Charpak Masters. So you always have to check which is the one for you. Simple as that for your student. Most of the time, if they are master student, it's the Chapak Master Scholarship. For this, I would recommend you to go to Campus France India website so that you can check uh, the eligibility criteria that they have, and based on that, you can check if they are eligible. If they are, they should apply. And I would highly recommend that your students apply for it. Now, this is something that I wanted to share. So this gives you an overview of the entire all the programs that we offer. So at the bachelor's level, there are some specializations available at the third year, only at the third year, while the first and second is general. general programs. In terms of eligibility, almost every student is eligible into the program as long as they have done a legit high school program, whether it's CBSE or state board or even international baccalaureate. They are eligible to be a part of this program. We just have to make sure that the school is recognized by the government in India. If that is, it's well and good. It's of 3 years, taught in only in Paris or in Rennes, and each year the fee structure is 9,900 euros. And yes, so that's about the bachelor program, whereas the Master of Science in International Management, it's 1 year. So when I say 1 year, it's 15 months because there's an internship uh, uh, opportunity for students as well. And this program is an MSc degree awarded by Rennes School of Business, but it is not RNCP, which means that there are possibilities that the student might not get stay back visa. However, this issue only happens in the Paris town hall, whereas when it's in the Rennes town hall, we have not seen refusals for the post study visa as of now. And then we have the Master in Management program, the MIM. The most elite program, the Grand École Master Cycle. It's of 2 years. The first year, they have some common courses and a specialization they choose. Second year, they choose some of the MSc programs that you see in this slide. And so the specialization, that is the MSc specialization, is in the second year. It's a Grand École Master program, and they will end up getting a master degree and an MSc together. And it's 2 years, and the fee structure is also mentioned. The fee structures that I've mentioned is completely in euros. The others are the masters in digital marketing, so all the master programs, which is now 2 years or 1 year, depending on the pathway they are eligible to take, which I will come next. And under this, they do 1 year of foundation program in Rennes School of Business, and the second year they can choose either of the specialized masters in this program. And if you see, and if you've already recruited for Rennes School of Business before, you can find that there are some programs or at the MSc level that is not available right now, which is once again because of the strategic projects that's going on at Rennes School of Business. And then we have the International MBA, 20,000 euros. It's taught both in Rennes as well as in Paris, 15 months, and it's a proper MBA degree that students will get. The most important thing for the MBA is that there's an eligibility clause. Students with 3 years of work experience and above can only join into the program because we have the AMBA accreditation. Now, the pathways, which sometimes a lot of agents do get confused, which I would like to clear, is that in the full-time track, M1 means that students with 3 years of bachelor's can join this program. Three or more, if it's more, they have the opportunity. So over here, they have to do the program for 2 years. They will join the foundation year at the first year of master's, and then they go to the second year of master's. In M2, students come directly to the second year of the program. So for this, they should either have 4 years or above bachelor's degree. And if they have a bachelor's degree of 3 years, say, for example, an engineering student will have no problem in going ahead into this program. But if a student did BBA or a BCom, which is of 3 years, we have to check if they have work experience. If they have at least 1 year or more of work experience, and especially in the and the work experience should be related to the master program they want to do, they want to pursue, then they are eligible to do the second to enter into the second year of the program directly. And students will be required to complete an additional document which the admissions committee will inform me and my colleague Vanshita, and we will inform the student directly. It's called the VAP process. In this, it's a document which takes like 5-10 minutes. They have to attach so a document and give some information about their work experience, and based on this we will be able to figure out whether the student is eligible for the M2 level or not. So this is only for students with 3 years of bachelor's degree who wants to do the second year directly without the first year. The application process, it's a complete online application process. I'm sure you guys are all experts in terms of the application process, but if you want to know about the documents that's required, an official photograph. So now this is very important. When I joined Rennes School of Business, I've seen a lot of applications with selfies. That's not going to work. We need proper photographs, passport copy front and back so we can authenticate the individual, resume, which is very important, the degree for the of their undergraduate or more. If a student has done undergraduate as well as a PGDM or a postgraduate anywhere in the world or in India, you have to let us know, because this could be a very vital thing for us to understand. Because in the past, me and my colleague, we have looked at applications of the past few years that came through certain agents, and we realized that some of these students were eligible to do a 1 year degree, but now they had to do 2 years like that. And in terms of transcripts, this is really, really important, because right now, a lot of applications are being delayed in order to submit the application because of this. So 10th grade marks card is important. The 12th grade marks card is also important. So you have to give the 10th grade, the 12th grade, semester wise undergraduate mark sheets, and not the transcripts. So all of this is required. 10th grade marks card, 12th grade marks card, semester wise undergraduate mark sheets, and then the students are good to go. So these are some notes that we have taken looking at the past 2 months of applications that came through various agents, including GIC. So firstly, please make sure. So this is something that even the program directors have informed us. Please ensure that all the documents are neatly and just give me a second. Sorry, are neatly and orderly uploaded into the application. We can't have mixed stuff in it. Then please ensure that the student is always updated in regards to his or her or their application of admission. Kindly ensure that there are good applications. So we've got a lot of applications with more than 8, 9 backlogs, and unfortunately, the admission jury can definitely reject these applications, which is why even before it goes to them, we kind of get involved and we tell them that these applications would definitely get a refusal. However, even if the student wants to go ahead, they can, but we won't give an application fee waiver for those poor applications. And all communication channels should be towards me and Vanshita only, nobody in France, because that's creating a lot of delays in their work as well. So thank you very much. This is just a brief to of information that I could give you. So yeah, this is just something that I wanted to share. Now it's your turn for asking questions. Thank you very much. Oh, I think there is something in the chat section. Um, is there a problem with my audio? Were you able to grasp what I was talking about? Okay, right, thank you. Unfortunately, one of them has left, so sorry for that individual. If not, great to know that you are still here. Um, Do you accept 5 year degrees? Yes, we do accept 5 year degrees. They can come into the master program, or and they can just do a 1 year. As I said, that they will come directly into the second year. Can we get the sheet for our reference? I will definitely share it. I will share it with JIC, and I think they can share it across to all of you.
Any other questions?
Are
Team,
there
if you
any
have
other
any questions,
questions?
JIC team, if you have any questions, you can ask.
IELTS is mandatory for bachelor program. It is highly advisable to get the IELTS because a lot of these students would have poor English levels. It's always good to provide an English proficiency test, because definitely well, I wouldn't say definitely, but there are certain campus runs managers that look out for English proficiency tests as well. Total fees for 2 year programs. So 2 year programs, if it's the master level, the first year would be €10,000. The second year would be €15,000. So it's €25,000 for all of those programs. Just give me a second. Uh, Avani, are you there? I just wanted to let something. Is Avani here?
No, Avni ma'am is not available. She is
Okay.
like busy in some other meeting. You can tell us. Yes, tell
Okay.
me.
Okay. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Vanshita would want to join this meeting, but unfortunately, she hasn't received any information. So would you be able to just coordinate with Vanshita? Do you have her number by any chance?
Um, I will just send her a mail, okay, from my ID, and I will provide her
Yes,
the
please
link.
do.
Yeah.
Please do. Oh, there's a couple of questions already. What is the turnaround time for the offer letter? So if everything is well and good, what we tell is 3 to 4 weeks where you can get the offer letter. When I say offer letter, well, if you're talking about the acceptance letter within 3 weeks, it is possible as long as there's no other delays. And sometimes there could be delays because of the number of applications. And from South Asia and from Latin America and from Africa, we get so many applications from time to time. So there could be a delay, but we try our best to reach out to you as soon as possible. If students have 3 years bachelor's, then they can apply for dual degree programs. So all our master programs are dual degrees. So by default, they will be able to join the dual degree program. The difference is that students with 3 years of bachelor's without work experience will have to do the 2 years completely. Whereas if they have 3 years of education experience, like a BBA, BCom, and then they have 1 or more years of work experience, and depending on what degree they're or what master program they're applying for, we can check if they can finish it in 3 years or 4 years. Sorry, if they can complete the program in 1 year or 2 years. So that's where me and Vanshita are there to help your students. You can always reach out to us, and we can always, confirm whether they are eligible or not. So we are always there for that.
I just mailed Vanshida the webinar link. If you
Okay,
can
right, right,
just,
right.
yeah,
I'll just let her know.
yeah.
Perfect. MOI and LOR accepted. Yes. LOR recommendation letters is a mandatory part of the application. Without a recommendation letter, the application will not be submitted as well. And even if it's submitted, it won't be processed by the jury. So it is really important. Are gaps accepted? Gaps are accepted, but it also depends of how long is the gap and everything. From an academical institution point of view, it is okay. But the big question will be when the student has to get a visa. If the gap is too long and if there is a genuine reason for it, then of course there are so many students in India. They want to take a gap of 1 year to prepare for GMAT, GRE, or IELTS or TOEFL. So sometimes for other kind of entrance exams for UPSC or something, it's very common to find these students in India. And this is a genuine reason. And we also get a lot of students who might have had mental health issues, or they need some support, or they need some to take some time off from work to get everything straight. So that is a genuine reason as well. So as long as there's a reason for the gap, it's okay. But if there is no reason, then there is a high chance for a visa refusal from the visa point of view. From the institution point of view, most of the time we don't ask for like a justification. At least as an institution, we don't ask for justification unless and until we should know about something.
To
Please share
that.
the PPT. We are happy to. I will be happy to share it. Hello, Vanshita. So, hello, everyone. I just want to introduce you to Vanshita, who is my colleague, and we manage, Rennes School of Business and all your applications that come to us.
Good evening,
Hi.
Vanshita. Welcome to the session.
I was not, I don't know, was the link there? I was waiting for a while and,
Yeah.
I just was unable to join in. Um, Nithin, I would just like to add to something what you were mentioning right now.
Yes.
Because this has happened, we've had such cases earlier. For example, if somebody has had mental health issues and they are on, medication, it is
Yes.
very important that this be disclosed
Yes.
right in the start because it will be an issue later.
Yes. It is this is mainly because like me and Vanshita, we've been working for years. I was in another institution before. We have had situations where unfortunately government authorities had to get involved, and
Yeah,
it might
exactly.
not be the reason of because it might not be because the student is intentionally doing something. It could be some other reason. So if we are notified about it in advance, we can always prepare and see if this if it's possible, or if the admission can be possible, or if the school can be accommodated as much as possible and everything. So how are the part-time options in Rennes? So in the city of Rennes, the opportunities are going to be very low. It's a small city. And part-time, so whenever we get questions on part-time, I highly recommend that you inform your students as well that the education system in France could be very different. And it is very different from what we have experienced in India. So it's always important that the student first come to Rennes School of Business. Let them get used to the educational system, the things, the way the programs are being taught by faculties. Let them get used to it. They need to also explore other cultures in Europe, which is a very important thing for students as well, because it gives a lot of skills to them as well. Let them have those experiences, and after that, if they still have some time, they can look out for some. But I would recommend that it's always recommended to focus on the educational part of it, because it's very common that as students we might move our focus towards the part-time job instead of the education. The other important thing is, by French legal rules, 20 hours a week is accepted. Plus, it is very important to get a student part-time job contract from the employer. If not, it's going to be a very, very bad situation for the student, and it will be very unfortunate. So it is highly recommended that, this is that. Do you provide accommodation letter? We do provide a letter that states that we will be assisting in finding accommodation. What we tell students is that if you go to our website, in campus life, if you go to campus life option, you will find something called Aloha. Click on that, and that basically covers most of the queries that students would have. So there is information on accommodation that is there around our campus by 2025. So next year we're going to have our own residences in the Rennes campus, and in Paris campus we have options around the campus as well. And we have partnered with certain institutions to provide accommodation to our students, so they can always look at these options. There are various links in our website itself that gives really good information on accommodation. And if they can't find it through that, the next best place is to go to the Campus France website, so that they can look at the best options from a very genuine website in the end. And
Also,
yeah.
they will be getting the access to the portal where we have a lot of partners throughout the cities.
Yes.
That, of course, will only be once a student has enrolled.
Yes.
But so, the earlier they do it, the better, because Rennes is a very sought after city. The flats just, get rented very quickly. So it's better they don't wait for the visa, because a lot of students do tend to do that, and then they are in a big problem, especially in Rennes. So they should just, as soon as they get the email from the school, they should look and book whatever they find, and not keep this criteria that they will do it towards the end of the season.
That's very true, because we have faced this issue, and I'm sure even Red School Business had it in their January intake as well. When students come in the last minute, they need to then get their documents for the visa. it's going I know that as an agent or a consultant or a third party who wants to help us in the recruitment process, you want to push your students to get the visa, but sometimes we won't be able to help much to because these documents are very important in terms of accommodation, cost of living, financial situations, all these things. So we have to look at the reality, we have to look at the real picture over here. As an institution, we have some limitations because immediately if they get these kind of documents, again, this might end up into a visa refusal, because of course the embassy will start questioning the application. That's
And
what.
yes, exactly. The embassy will only accept the letter from us up to a certain date. If they go for the visa process later, their visa will I am telling you 100%, Nithin and I both, because we've been doing this for years, the visa will be refused.
Yeah, and it has happened as well.
Yes.
So for me, it was in Lille at ESEG before, and now, and I'm sure that time in Rennes School of Business, Vanshita also had the same issue.
Yes.
So
Yes.
now we're both here at Rennes School of
We
Business.
keep telling them this every few weeks, but they just don't seem to listen.
It's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
they want to push
No,
this
I
through.
mean, that's why we want the agents to also tell them, because they feel they trust them more, which is, I mean,
Yeah,
it's up to them, but the agents need to be aligned with us. And
of
also
course.
another thing, again, this, because we have faced this in the past, so we want to put it out there. The school cannot verify and will not take responsibility for anything that they book outside of what we send them. Basically, the portal which we give them, they are verified partners with us. So if something tomorrow by chance goes wrong, yes, we can assist them. But for example, if they book something through Facebook or Airbnb or any party, we as the school cannot do anything about this.
That's well and clear. It's about it. You might wonder that, okay, MakeMyTripBooking.com might have some genuine addresses. No, they don't. There are so many fake ones out there. So be very careful about that. It's always recommended to go through the options that we provide. So, what is the percentage of marks required for masters and bachelors? We don't look at high percentage or something. As long as the student pass their grades in their undergraduate or postgraduate, and then they want to join Rennes School of Business, it is possible. However, the student should not have so many backlogs, because we might process it and it might go to the jury. The jury will definitely refuse. The jury will be the program director, program coordinator, admissions officer, everybody's involved. So they will be very upset to see such profiles. So that's why we say that it's okay if the student has five backlogs, but more than that, even we will inform
The
you that
file is very
we don't.
questionable then.
Yeah, it's going to be very questionable. Semester-wise mark sheets are very important for that. That's why we ask for it. Accommodation. So as we just gave an information on on that, so I think you got that information. How are the part-time job options in Rennes? We gave that information as well. Do we have campus in Paris? Yes, we do have a campus in Paris. So that is possible. That is there. However, most of our programs are offered in Rennes, because the Rennes campus is huge. It is it is the main campus. So that is one of the reasons. The Paris campus is a little smaller. It's mainly for students who come for the work study format of the program, which is what we call the apprenticeship program. A lot of your students would be interested to do that. However, to be a part of the work study program, an individual should have at least C2 level in French, which is the most professional proficiency for French language, number one. Number two, Rennes School of Business will not provide the company to support the student. The student should find the company who's ready to support them in France. Henceforth, most of the international students end up coming for the full-time program. So you don't even have to promote or even talk about the work study format, because in the end, you and I, we are all going to get a bad headache with a lot of queries from students. So, visa ratio. I'm not exactly sure what is that question. Vanchita, do you have any idea what is a visa ratio?
Uh, what is the
No, right?
any country? Is it this one? Visa ratio. Do you mean how many the percentage that's rejected or accepted? If so, we don't have the data. We are
Yeah.
not involved with the embassy. But yes, like we said, we gave you the instances why a visa will be rejected.
Yeah.
those are the only cases.
Yeah. Most of the time, if the documents are not properly orderly and neatly submitted, it is a refusal. If the financials are questionable, it is a refusal. Simple thing, if the visa officer has even the slightest or the slightest doubt about an individual's document, the safest thing for them to do is to refuse their application and not give them the visa. That's why they do that. Sometimes there would be genuine students over there, but it's unfortunate, and sometimes even we don't know why refusals took place. So that is why.
We cannot
Academic
intervene over
records,
that. Yes.
yes. So
Yeah.
academic records is also another reason. In case a student has failed in so many courses, and now the person is coming to France to do a master's, uh, the authorities will definitely question Rennes School of Business. That is one thing, but they won't ask us directly. But what they do is they will refuse the visa. If the student is applying very late, they will refuse the visa. If the student doesn't have proper documents for accommodation, they will refuse the visa. So there are so many ways for the visa to get refused. The best way to ensure that does not happen, make sure the documents are properly maintained, it's organized, it's neatly arranged, and yeah, that's how it has to go. What is the medium of teaching? The all our courses are taught in French, at least the programs that we mentioned to you. There are some programs that are in French, but we normally
English,
teach in,
sorry, Nithin, by mistake you said French.
yeah, oh yeah, sorry. So the meaning of teaching is all in English, but there could be like one or two programs which might be in French, but we don't promote those programs uh, outside France. So that's there. Is French required to study there? French is not required to study at Rennes School of Business, but and sometimes learning French, but we recommend students to learn French well in advance. You should also recommend your students to learn French. It will be great if they learn from Alliance Française because they can get the Welcome to France scholarship, the Bienvenue of France. So yes, it is always good to learn. It might not help them when they are in Rennes School of Business because almost everything is in English. However, when they graduate from Rennes School of Business, it will be really happy to see how they progress in France or in any other countries. And French language or language proficiency is always helpful for that. Duolingo accepted. Vanshita, do we accept Duolingo?
No.
We don't accept Duolingo. So in our website also, we don't talk about Duolingo over there. But if the student has, we do have a clause that, so English proficiency test is not compulsory. But sometimes and Vanshita, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think MIM is one program where we would ask for it. Yes?
Am I actually, Nathan? Now we need the English proficiency test if we have a slight doubt.
Yes.
But also to add to this, again, we have to go back to the school and check on this because it's not 100% confirmed that
Exactly.
master programs as well at the time of graduation may require the IELTS
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
We are not 100% sure. That's why we are not telling you this. But as of now, it's a no. We don't need it.
We don't need it, but that's also the reason why we are now asking for documents of 10th grade marks card and 12th grade marks card so we can understand what's
The
the
level, yes.
progress in
Basically,
terms of.
anything below 90, 10th onwards, throughout 10th, 12th, and bachelor's, anything below 90 in English, yes, the English test is needed for sure.
It is important, yes.
Yes.
Oh, I think I missed one. Financial requirements. Now, from my past experience, different campus runs managers have different answers to that. So we don't have a one answer to it. But so what we tell students, like for example, if we ask about the cost of living, what we tell students is 650 euros a month. Try to show this amount on a yearly basis. So if you because by the time the student has to come to France, they have to pay the tuition fees completely to us, plus they have to show the living expenses. So if you can show all that together, it would be the best. And if it's a loan, then the loan document will always help. Is there
Also,
any?
we suggest this, Nitin, correct me if, in case you do the
Mhm.
same or not, um, to be a very verified candidate for the VFS because Now they have become more stringent, unfortunately or fortunately, either which ways. If the Anyway, the student has to pay the complete tuition fee before the 30th of August, because we start in September.
Yes.
So it'll make them a more credible candidate if they pay the fees before the visa process. So, then you have to only show the cost of living. And any which ways, there's no risk over here involved, because if the visa is rejected, the entire tuition fee is refunded. So the
Yes.
student is taking no risk.
So the advantage of doing this, and we've been seeing this before as well, is if they they process the entire tuition fees beforehand, before the visa process, the chances of refusal is very less, because
Very
now
exactly.
the
They are more
campus runs and the
credible. Yeah.
visa officers, the authorities, now they have an assurance that the individual will study the full duration of the program, because or else they would not simply pay this much of tuition fees.
Yes, because
Um,
no school refunds it otherwise.
exactly. And if yes, if there it is a clause for us, if there is a visa refusal, we will refund the entire amount that has been paid, which is the deposit amount and any other amount that comes after that.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I said. There's no risk the student is taking for the
No.
visa refusal part. So
It might take some time for us to refund it, but there is a procedure for that as well. We will provide a refund form. They will fill it, they will mention their bank details, they'll give it to us, we will validate it, it'll go to the accounts team, and the accounts team will send it. It might take a few weeks, but they will get the
within 3 weeks, it should
yeah,
happen. It will
three
happen.
to four weeks.
Yes.
Yes. Is there any question that we did not answer? If please do let us know, and we'll be happy to assist.
Hi, Joseph. This is Prashant.
Hello, Prashant.
Yeah, you said like we can pay full tuition fees, right? Will
Yes.
they be asking any proof of that one?
Yes. So in fact, once you pay the tuition fee, sorry, Nithin, I thought I'll just take this
Yeah,
because
of course.
so Prashant, once you pay the first initial deposit, which is of 3,000 euros, you have to upload that in the application file, after which only the student is a confirmed enrolled student. So that is the first proof. And the second proof is whatever rest of the amount you pay, whether a partial or the entire tuition fee, you can just email the proof of payment to Nithin and me, and we will get the certificate of payment from the school. So you can present that to the VFS.
No, not that one. I'm asking you. See, will they question us like how much? How did you get this much of amount? Like
No, so when
Uh,
you so if you
the
pay to the
visa.
school, for the visa or to the school?
visa.
So yes. So
So
now, yes,
the question over here is, so number one, the chances of them to question that is low, because when you provide, so first of all, in the visa process, they will be asking who is supporting your education. So it could be father, it could be relatives, or it could be siblings, or it could be by themselves, or by or through a bank loan. Whatever it is, they will have to show their documents. You have to provide the KYC and the financial documents. So that way, the chances of questioning is low. But if you don't show their documents, then they will have a question. But they might not question. They might not ask the student, "How did you get the money?" They will just refuse the visa, which is why we make sure that, and we tell students as well, that whatever you do, make sure that there is a proper proof of whatever documents you have. If it's your parents who are supporting the education, parents proof of funds is required. If it's which includes bank statements and whatever it is. If they're taking a loan, there's a loan sanction letter which will support the application. All these things are actual proofs. But again, you might ask about, what if it's a fixed deposit, or what if it's some other investment opportunities that the family has decided to break it to get the money and support the student. Now that question is where Campus France comes in, because sometimes Campus France in Kolkata might ask something else, but Campus France in Delhi will say something else, and that's because the consulates work in different way, so we don't have a one answer to it.
and that's exactly one of the reasons why we encourage the students to pay as soon as possible, so that if, for instance, some aunt or some third relative is sponsoring them, then it's not questionable. You've already paid it to the school, so then there's no the VFS cannot question student.
Yeah, the VFS or the authorities will not
Yes.
question, because definitely we will only give them the enrollment letter and any other future letters to them when the amount has been credited to the account of Rennes School of Business. Henceforth, that itself is a proof.
The school doesn't ask where did the money come from. It's
Yeah.
only with the embassy.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you provide an accommodation letter? We do provide a letter stating that we do support in finding accommodation. Is that right, Vanshita?
No, Nitin, actually, we don't.
Okay.
We don't do that. What we provide, the letter, Anita, the letter that we provide along with the enrollment letter of is basically if they start, let's say today we are on 18 March, because the VFS will not open for the next few months for the student, but they would, still like to book something.
Yeah.
They can do that. If not, if they don't have a proper accommodation, let's say by I don't know, let's say 1st July, but they have the VFS, which is very early in the year, they can use this. This is just to facilitate the visa, nothing else. This does not mean, the letter does not mean that
Yeah.
the school is giving them an accommodation. The letter is only to facilitate the visa in the first few months, and it will not work after beyond a certain date.
It's only a document value, nothing else. It
Yes.
doesn't state that we will give the accommodation. The students still have to find from themselves. And of course, a lot of students might go through social media like Facebook and Instagram. We tell them to be really careful about that. It's always better to go through the right channels. The first channel should be from Rennes School of Business, because we already have some partners for this. And as Vanshita also mentioned before, we share a link. They get into a portal that will give them a lot of information about the accommodations. The second best option would be through Campus France website to see what they have to say. You're welcome, Anita. Are there any other questions that you would like to ask us today?
We just answered this question, Shelja, the funding for the VFS. I think maybe the message just came in now.
So there is a question, how many days of classes
Sorry.
are there in a week? Vanshita, do you have any information on
Yeah,
it?
so it's usually Unia, we do not have this data because the reason being most of our faculty is visiting faculty. So a lot of it depends on their schedule. But usually the answer is Monday to Saturday between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Also, let me tell you, the schedule changes every week. Of course, the student will know well in advance. But there's no fixed system. It changes every week.
Do you provide internship programs as well? So internships are a part of the program for all the programs that we offer. So I hope you're welcome, Anita. So I hope all of you have got all good information from us. So I'm sure you'll be able to help us recruit students. But please make sure that all the documents are neatly organized when submitting in the application portal or uploading it in the portal. Make sure it is semester wise. Start with transcript. Start with the 10th grade, 12th grade, undergraduate from semester one onwards till the end. You have to give us semester wise, not just the transcript. Degree is also needed. If not, provisional degree can work. Letter of recommendation, there is no other consideration. You need to provide us a letter of recommendation. And We have sometimes seen that the student might be applying for, let's say, marketing program, but in the motivation there is something else mentioned over there. Try to ensure that does not happen, and we've been seeing a lot of this lately, the past 2 3 weeks, which also includes some of the applications that might have come through some of you. So just ensure that you cross verify all these information before submitting the application. Anyway, before submitting, me and Manchita, we will be going through the applications, and we'll only give you the application waiver when everything is complete. And another thing is the motivation part. The jury takes it very seriously. So if it's a one liner or two liners, they might not be happy to see that. Maybe for if any question might require just a yes or no, or just a one liner, it's okay. But most of the questions in the motivation section requires some information, like requires a proper answer. We're not asking to write a book, but at least one or two paras could be well and good. What is the percentage of marks required for masters and bachelors? So we just answered that before. In terms of the percentage, we don't have a fixed percentage as such. Just as long as they pass their undergraduates or their postgraduate as defined by the university that they have done it. So in India, most of the Indian universities will have their clause in regards to passing and failing. So as long as they pass, they can apply. The same time, you'll have to make sure that the student does not fail in so many courses. They might fail and they might pass it later, but that creates a challenge for the program directors. They'll always be skeptical whether the student will be able to cope up, because all our programs are quite intensive. So henceforth, sometimes program directors might refuse it. And we have seen a lot of refusals happening that way, which is why we sometimes don't we sometimes inform you that the student will not be able to we won't be able to submit this application and everything. Distance education, it is a topic that is very skeptical, but most of the time, yes, we do. As long as they go through the right channels and they go through the most of the time we do. Share the PPT. I will be happy to share it. As a matter of fact, based on your questions over here, I will also add a few information in that, so which can help you, and we should be fine. Vanshita, would you have any clear answer for accepting distance education?
Yes, we do accept it as long as the credits are met.
Yeah,
Yes.
perfect. And for those of you who have had any applications, or if you have any applications in the future, you can send us an email if you want to, and we can maybe take a look at the document. And if everything is fine, we can you can let the students start the application. I guess that's it. No other questions coming up.
Uh, Thanks, Nithin, and thanks you, Vanshita, for joining us and clearing all the doubts of the agents. So, like, if agents are having any further questions, the counselors will get back to you, and the team will get back to you regarding the same. We will be waiting for the presentations to share with our agents. And thank
Yes,
you once again. Yeah,
we will send it
sure.
immediately. Thank you
Yeah,
very much for this opportunity, and thank you to all the counselors here and the agents here who are there for this session. We hope we were able to, we were able to answer to your questions.
yes,
In the
surely. All
future,
the queries were answered nicely. Thanks,
okay.
Vanshita. Thanks,
And in the
Naseem, for your
future, if
time.
you have anything, please do let us know. Thank you very
Sure.
much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for your time. Have a good day. Thank you.